All right, so we are continuing the Exodus podcast. So we're continuing with Exodus 22, Exposition of the Ten Commandments continued. So if you have your Bibles, here we go. All right, so Exodus 22, chapter 1, all right, chapter 22, verses 1 through 4. If a thief is found breaking in at night and is killed, there is no guilt for his shed blood. But if the sun rises on the thief, there is guilt if his blood is shed. However, he must make full restitution. If he has nothing, he'll be sold for his theft. If the thing that is stolen from a donkey to a sheep is found alive in his hand, he must restore double. If a man allows his field or vineyard to be grazed upon, but he lets loose his animal and it feeds on the field of another man, he'll make restitution from the best of his own field and the best of his own vineyard. So, verses 1, at night, it's not murder here, it's self defense. Verses 2, if it's light, you can't just murder him. The thief must make restitution, and if he can't, he must be indentured to slavery so he can, and he must pay double. So this also would count as self-defense if the thief was attacking them, right? So that would also count if it was daytime. Um, but you can't just murder the guy. Like if he isn't trying to uh, attack you, you can't just murder him. Is what it's saying. So verses 4, it this is a law about restitution. So if your animal grazes and destroys another person's land, you got to pay up. So that's what that's about. Verses 5 through 14. If fire breaks out and catches in thorns but sets threshing floors, stacked grain, or a field on fire, he who kindled the fire must make restitution. If a man gives his neighbor money or goods to keep, but it's stolen out of the man's house, the thief must pay double if he's found. If the thief isn't found, the master of the house shall be brought before God and swear that he had played no wicked part with regard to any of his neighbor's deposit. For any kind of trespass, whether it concerns an ox, donkey, sheep, clothes, or any alleged loss of whatever kind, the cause of both parties shall come before God, and he that's convicted by God shall repay double to his neighbor. If anyone gives his neighbor a donkey, ox, sheep, or any animal to keep, and it dies, is injured, or is taken, but no one knows it, then an oath of God shall be between them both, that he isn't guilty with regard to the deposit, and the owner of the deposit shall accept this. Thus, no compensation shall be made to him. But if in fact the deposit is stolen from him, he shall compensate the owner. If it's torn to pieces by a beast, he'll bring it as evidence to make no compensation. If a man borrows anything from his neighbor and it becomes injured or dies and the owner is not with it, he'll make compensation to the owner, but if its owner was with it, he won't make compensation. So if it was hired, it came for its hire. So all of this to say, verses 5 is about arson and just blatant irresponsibility. So restitution for all that. And verses 6 is also restitution. Verses 7 through 14, these law explanations all require going before God and the elder who is the judge and swearing that they did no evil or harm. And this can be dangerous because if they actually did something to wrong somebody, this could be something dangerous for them. If not, then they're safe. God will handle it if they wrong you ultimately. So that's what that's about. So here we get some morality laws. So verses 15 through 30. If a man entices a virgin who isn't betrothed and lies with her, he must pay the bride price for her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he'll pay money to her father according to the bride price of virgins. You will not permit a sorcerer to live. Whoever lies with an animal must be put to death. He who sacrifices to any god except the Lord alone must be put to death. You'll neither mistreat a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You won't afflict any widow or orphan. If you afflict them in any way and they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will become hot, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives shall be widows, and your children orphans. If you lend money to any poor brother among you, you will not be hard on him or charge him interest. If you take your neighbor's garment as a pledge, you'll return it to him before the sun goes down, because that's his only covering. His only garment for covering is nakedness. What will he sleep in? So it will be when he cries to me, I will hear him, for I am merciful. You will not speak against gods. nor curse a ruler of your people. You will not delay to offer the first of your threshing floor and fruit press. The firstborn of your sons you will give to me. Likewise, you will do with your calf, sheep, and donkey. It will be with its mother for 7 days. And on the eighth day, you'll give it to me. Now you will be holy men to me, and you will not eat meat torn by wild animals in the field. You will throw it to the dog. So, if a man seduces a virgin and has sexual relations with her, he is told that he must pay the bride price and wife her. So in this era, if she's no longer a virgin, she cannot contract a lawful marriage. So this law in Torah, some people might find it like, oh my gosh, but in Torah, in Bronze Age collapsed society, this is actually a great law because it's protecting her from being screwed over by this man. And in this way, the man is forced to pay for it. And in this society, God tolerates polygamy, so she becomes part of his extended family. This keeps her from becoming a beggar or having to be a prostitute. So this law is good, and it restricts men. That's a good thing. And in that Bronze Age, men were not restricted hardly at all. So, this is a good law. So, for that time period and for this time period, it's very progressive. So this is akin also to our modern day child support laws. He must provide for her. So that's a modern comparison for you. Verses 17, do not let anyone who practices sorcery live. This is a pagan cult practice they're talking about. And you might think, oh, well, death penalty. Like, what? Like, is that a kill on sight law? No, it's not. A judge also has to review all this. This person would have to have been caught doing this and on an ongoing unrepentant basis. So, same thing is true with verse 18. No bestiality. Baal worship did this, and in general, it shouldn't need to be said, but it's wrong, right? Shouldn't be doing that with animals. Verse 19, no pagan worship. And remember how I talked about in verse 17. This is not a kill on sight law. None of this is kill on sight law, right? It also says verses 20 to 23. Do not mistreat a foreigner, a non-Israelite. Don't enslave them. God reminds them of Egypt. Be hospitable, or else God will punish you for it. So God cares about the non-Israelites here too, and the vulnerable. So there you go. Another hospitality laws here in verse 24 through 26. No abusing the poor, the widow, and orphans, aka the vulnerable. Usury is also a sin, and we will cover that in a minute. Verses 27 through 30. You will not speak against gods or your rulers. People in authority, you're not to curse them. So God's here is speaking about your ancestors, actually. You're not supposed to speak against your ancestors. And I kind of think that they should... I think the Orthodox Study Bible should probably have put ancestors, but, it is what it is. So verses 28 through 29 reiterates the Feast of Dedication. Do not delay it. Trust in God. Verse 30, be holy. Don't scavenge and eat what a buzzard would. And if it's edible, feed it to your dogs. That's pretty much what that is. I'm not sure if it's an idiom or not, but I don't think it is on that one. So also, we get about the sin of usury. The sin of usury. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit because I think it's important. So usury is forbidden in Torah, and it is a grave sin. Our entire American society is in sin with this. And why is it a sin? Because the poor have no money, and you're being a predator by trying to profit off of them. It is wrong and a sin in Torah and in Christianity as well. The early church has a lot to say about usury also. It does not matter that it is deeply entrenched in our capitalist society either. It's deeply wrong and sinful. So we as Christians in America who follow Jesus should try to oppose the way that our society functions and does things. Our modern capitalist system relies heavily on usury, and interest-bearing debts, and it should rightfully be condemned as it's a sin, just as much as many treat abortion today. Historically, it was banned because it disrupted civilizations and harmed economies. It has the potential as well to create a massive wealth inequality. And it should be noted that America has a high wealth inequality because of this exact reason. A regular laborer might have one or two sources of income, while the usurer can have 20 to 50 plus incomes without lifting a finger, and they can exploit that laborer or any group of people, primarily the poor, in a predatory manner. This does not help them, and it victimizes them and abuses them. So, as a profession, Christians should try to avoid being loan sharks, perhaps, or a mortgage broker, for example. But in general, you as a Christian should try to live in a way that involves avoiding the practice of usury, not loaning interest, not charging people. Just help them if they need help. And if you're forced into engaging with usury, try to live in a manner that is not predatory or in a way that you're maximizing profit off someone in a malicious manner. If avoidable at all, avoid it because it is a sin. And I mean, it is rightfully a sin. Um, and the best we can do sometimes is do our best. Like, try to walk in humbleness, kindness, compassion, try to navigate through this deeply sinful world. It's hard for us modern people sometimes to grasp the severity of some sins like usury because it's so deeply ingrained in the USA and our society. But, anyways, that's my little rant about usury. So, anywho, we're going to get to Exodus 23 next time. And, well, if you like this podcast, hit like and subscribe. And M Brown 6837. Yes, I'm reading Exodus 22. So yeah, there you go. So anyways, yeah, if you like this podcast, hit like and subscribe. I'm gonna do another one in a little bit on Exodus 23. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy it, and God bless.